Good evening and thanks for joining us. You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. And with me, Mohammed Amin Carlos. Tan Sri Dr. Muhammad Shafi Abdullah has been charged with 4 counts of money laundering at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court today. The senior lawyer claimed trial to 2 charges of receiving 9.5 million ringgit from the proceeds of illegal activities. He also pleaded not guilty to 2 charges of making incorrect returns by omitting or understating any income under the Income Tax 1967.
Tan Sri Dr. Muhammad Shafi pleaded not guilty to the 2 charges under the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act 2001 for allegedly receiving 4.3 million ringgit and 5.2 million ringgit via 2 cheques from Islamic Bank Berhad. The cheques issued by Muhammad Najib Haji Abdul Razak were credited into 2 CIMB Bank Berhad accounts belonging to the accused. Tan Sri Dr. Muhammad Shafi was accused of committing both offences at the CIMB Bank Berhad, Taman Tunku, Bukit Tunku, Kuala Lumpur on September 13, 2013 and February 17, 2014. Both charges were filed under Section 4, Subsection 1, Subsection A of the Anti-Money Laundering and Anti-Terrorism Financing Act 2001. The charges carry a maximum fine of 5 million ringgit and a maximum 5-year jail term or both upon conviction. Judge Azura Alwi granted Tan Sri Dr. Muhammad Shafi a 1 million ringgit bail with 2 sureties. She also ordered Dr. Muhammad Shafi to surrender both his diplomatic and Malaysian passports. Former Judge Dato Sri Gopal Sri Ram is leading the prosecuting team, whereas Tan Sri Dr. Muhammad Shafi is being represented by 6 lawyers.
Well, 14,000 Lesen Terbang holders or illegally issued driver's license have been given a period of 1 month beginning today to come forth and surrender their licenses. The holders will also be summoned as the prosecution's witnesses against a syndicate comprised of 12 Road Transport Department or RTD officers and personnel of whom had allegedly issued the illegal licenses over the past 2 years.
Transport Minister Anthony Loke Siu Fook said stern action will be taken against these license holders if they refuse or fail to come forward, and if convicted, they could be fined a minimum of 5,000 ringgit or jail or both. These illegal licenses were in high demand, especially among foreigners. He added that such licenses were up for sale on Facebook at high prices and would be sent via delivery services to the buyers.
Penjualan lesen ini adalah satu pengkhianatan kepada kerajaan dan kepada negara, kerana mereka tidak sedar bahawa apa yang mereka lakukan itu mempunyai implikasi yang cukup besar, bukan sahaja dari segi kehilangan hasil kepada kerajaan, tetapi anda memberikan lesen yang tidak sah kepada orang yang tak pernah mengadakan pembelajaran dan tak pernah ada ujian. Maksudnya you jual kepada orang-orang yang tak layak.
Loke said the Transport Ministry will also work together with the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, to identify the Lesen Terbang manufacturer as well as the buyers.
Well, meanwhile, Loke said the 12 RTD officers and personnel allegedly involved in the issuance of such licenses were detained during a joint operation by the police and the MACC, which started on September 4th.
In addition, Loke said preliminary investigation revealed that RTD's system for the conversion procedure for foreign drivers was misused to key in false information and produce the illegal licenses.
Tak pernah ada pasport, maksudnya tak pernah keluar negara. Macam mana orang itu boleh ada lesen memandu di luar negara? Kerana ada orang dalaman dalam JPJ yang membuat proses ini, maka mereka ini dapat mencetak ataupun mengeluarkan lesen dengan menggunakan modus operandi ini. Kononnya mereka sudah ada lesen memandu di luar negara, maka mereka boleh mengambil lesen di Malaysia.
All detainees were suspended from RTD service pending the investigation's conclusion. The officers arrested were from departments in Perlis, Perak, Negeri Sembilan, Sabah and Sarawak.
Well, 97 land transactions covering around 675.27 acres involving the Kuala Lumpur City Hall or DBKL worth 5.63 billion ringgit have been probed by a special task force appointed by the Federal Territories Ministry. And out of the 97 transactions, 42 were granted to proceed ahead, 10 cancelled, 9 recommended to be cancelled, 15 to be revised again, and 20 to be handed to the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, for further investigation.
Elaborating further, Federal Territories Minister Khalid Abdul Samad said the largest land sold was 72.4 hectares, while the smallest was 2,600 square feet.
Kita punya terms of reference bukan nak cari adanya rasuah ataupun penyelewengan. Terms of reference bagi Kementerian Wilayah dan bagi DBKL ialah untuk mengkaji sejauh mana perjanjian itu adalah win-win dan adil.
The minister further said that although all the land deals could proceed, but as the cases were under the investigation of the MACC, DBKL would cancel those transactions and take back the land if any elements of illegality or fraud was found. In a related development, Khalid said there is a possibility that former Federal Territories Minister was involved in the suspicious deals. He, however, declined to reveal the exact number of plots of land involved as well as their exact locations.
Saya difahamkan bahawa dalam beberapa kes saya tak boleh nak sebut yang mana yang spesifik biar pihak SPRM yang lakukannya. Ianya memang atas arahan bekas Menteri Wilayah secara direct. Di sebahagian, bukan semua.
Well, Georgetown Magistrates Court in Pulau Pinang today charged a lorry driver for selling over a ton of drug methamphetamine in Jelutong last month. However, no plea was recorded after the charge was read before Magistrate L. Umar Devi. Now, 47-year-old Ui Beng Leng, 47, was charged for selling methamphetamine at number 51 Jalan Perusahaan Jelutong at 4:40 p.m. on August 31st. The accused, who was represented by Dato' Michael KLC, was charged under Section 39B, Subsection 1, Subsection A of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952, revised 1980. If convicted, Ui will be punishable under Section 39B, Subsection 2 of the same Act, which provides the death penalty or lifetime jail sentence and a minimum of 15 lashes. Deputy Public Prosecutor Shafiq Mahadi did not offer the accused any bail. The court set November 16 for the case rementioned, pending a chemical report. Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency detained 2 tankers which were transferring fuel from ship to ship at the waters of Pengerang, Johor, early this morning. And both the Malaysian registered tankers, which were detained at 12:50 a.m., failed to submit its customs declaration and any form of tax-related documents. Sedili Maritime Zone Director Captain Muhammad Zulfadli Nayan said they received information from the public regarding the activity, which was conducted 2.5 nautical miles southwest of Tanjung Setapa, Pengerang. He added that they were also trying to flee from paying taxes. One of the ships detained contained liquefied natural gas, or LNG. Captain Muhammad Zulfadli also said that they arrested 41 crew in the raid. The case is being investigated under the Customs Act 1967 and the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1952. Now, the main suspect in a laundromat robbery case that occurred in Sungai Petani on Tuesday was arrested after his mother turned him in at the Kuala Muda Police Headquarters at 1:30 p.m. today. Now, the 21-year-old suspect, who hails from Nibong Tebal, Pulau Pinang, will be remanded starting tomorrow. Meanwhile, the other suspect remains at large.
Kedah Criminal Investigation Department Chief SAC Mayor Farid Atrash Wahid said the suspect confessed to his involvement in 2 robbery cases which were viraled on social media recently. During the robbery, a woman aged 37 was robbed by 2 men, one of which was armed with a machete. The incident is believed to have taken place at a laundromat in Bandar Puteri Jaya, Sungai Petani. Footage of the robbery was captured on a closed-circuit television installed in the laundromat. Based on video surveillance, the incident took place at 7 a.m. when the woman was alone in the laundromat waiting for her laundry to dry. A man wearing a black t-shirt and pants then approached the woman and attempted to snatch a handbag while threatening her with a machete. The victim suffered losses of about 10,000 ringgit, and the case is being investigated under Section 395 and 397 of the Penal Code.
It's an old trick, but still happening again. Lonely middle-aged women who fell victim to a love scam run by a syndicate on the internet have lost a total of 83.6 million ringgit this year. A Chief Assistant Director of the Cybercrime Multimedia Investigation Unit in Bukit Aman, Dr. Ahmad Nordin Ismail, said the losses involving love scammers were on the rise.
Dr. Ahmad Nordin said police arrested 25 suspects in a swoop on 6 premises in the Klang Valley on 6th September. They comprised 15 men and 5 women from Nigeria, 4 men from Tanzania and 1 Thai woman. It is believed that they had been running the scam since last year.
Kami percaya bahawa kerugian ataupun mangsa yang terkena ni jumlahnya lebih ramai. Okey? Dan kami berharap bahawa mereka yang mana pernah berkenalan dengan seseorang yang mereka tidak pernah jumpa, okey, dan pernah memberi ataupun membayar wang, transfer money, to come forward, to assist us.
Describing their modus operandi, Dr. Ahmad Nordin said the scammers would first befriend the victims, mostly middle-aged women, on Facebook to gain their trust before asking for their mobile number to contact them via WhatsApp. After establishing a romantic relationship, he said the scammers would then ask for money by giving various excuses.
The curfew in the waters of 7 districts in the eastern Sabah Security Zone, or S Zone, which ends at 6 p.m. today, is extended until 28th September. Sabah Police Commissioner Dr. Omar Mama, in a statement today, said those living in the area were required to be in their house and were not allowed to enter the waters between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. the following morning during the period. Now, Dr. Omar said the curfew, which covered the waters of Tawau, Sempornak, Kunak, Lahad Datu, Kinabatangan, Sandakan and Baluran, was to ensure the safety and well-being of Sabahans who were the users of the territorial waters and those residing in the S-Zone area. Now, based on information, the Abu Sayyaf militant groups and kidnap for ransom groups from the southern Philippines were still trying to enter the waters of Sabah to carry out kidnappings and other cross-border crimes. He also noted the curfew was also to facilitate enforcement and monitoring of boat movements, as well as create a sense of security and confidence among chalet operators and fishermen through the presence of security personnel in their area. The government is urged to review the Whistleblower Protection Act 2010 to ensure full protection for these individuals and to increase the people's confidence towards the leadership of the new government. An Economic Affairs Deputy Minister, Senator Dr. Muhammad Radzi Majidin, said the act should also be extended to internal audit officers involved in the auditing process.
Whistleblowing ini dia agak efektif sebabnya bila yang nak melaporkan tu ada keyakinan to the system, saya dilindungi dan tidak akan seperti mana saya sebut tadi di Amerika Syarikat, dan contohnya dia ada Dodd-Frank Act, bagaimana dia melindungi whistleblower, dan juga in fact dia bagi insentif lagi, financial insentif untuk mereka yang melaporkan.
Dr. Muhammad Radzi said auditors should provide reports when an internal audit is held should there be any form of misconduct. He, however, added that a mechanism should be created for auditors to provide their information to other relevant authorities. Dr. Muhammad Radzi said this at the Public Sector Internal Audit 2018 themed Perception of Public Values.
The Human Resources Ministry plans to table amendments to employment and child labor laws in the coming Parliament meeting. And among the laws being revised include the Children and Young Persons for the Employment Act 1966. Its Minister, M. Kulasegaran, said his ministry has begun gathering feedback from stakeholders on proposed amendments to the Act, which could also be tabled by this year.
We are in the process of also amending and upgrading and making it to most relevant what is required of the on child labor, and we hope to present the necessary amendments, if possible, by end of this year. The process already started a few months ago, and we feel there are a lot of changes that need to be done.
Parliament will sit for 24 days between 15 October and 24th November. Among the others and other laws under review are the Occupational Safety and Health Act, Sabah Labour Ordinance, Sarawak Labour Ordinance, Trade Unions Act, Minimum Standard of Housing and Amenities Act, Private Recruitment Agencies Act, and Employees Social Security Act. And on the issue of forced child labour, Kulasegaran said that it was not prevalent in Malaysia owing to the availability of employment opportunities and foreign labour. Malaysia is seeing vigorous growth in the hospitality industry with the launch of 130 hotels offering 26,000 rooms in the near future. And Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Muhammadin Katapi said Doubletree, Hilton, Marriott, Anantara, Westin, Mercure, Sheraton, St. Regis, Four Seasons and Hyatt were among the globally renowned hotel brands which would be expanding their investments in Malaysia.
Muhammadin said the industry continues to grow with the opening of renowned hotel property brands, with the hotel sector grew 8.5% with the opening of 250 new hotels in 2017.
Last year's tourism performance saw Malaysia welcoming a total of 25.9 million tourists, with Ringgit Malaysia 82.2 billion in receipts. With this new development, we hope to serve our tourism partners across the globe better and give complete assurance of our commitment to tourism growth.
He said this after officiating the Pacific Asia Travel Association Travel Mart 2018 at the Masuri International Exhibition Centre MIEC in Langkawi today. About 2,500 delegates from 60 countries have gathered in Langkawi for the three-day event that began yesterday. He said the government also expected to attract more airlines to fly to Malaysia through the introduction of special incentives.
The Youth and Sports Ministry, KBS, will hold a town hall meeting together with Sepang International Circuit, SIC, and the local motoring community on October 2nd. And according to Youth and Sports Minister Syed Saddiq Abdul Rahman, the objective is to collect data from the various viewpoints and to seek solutions to the problem of the Malay youth, who are the predominant group involved in illegal racing.
Syed Saddiq hopes that through this meeting, a meeting point can be found that all the voices are taken into account in efforts to outline the future of motorsports in Malaysia.
As we move away from F1, we need a replacement. To fairly clear. Sebab itu saya rasa the funding should be directed in that direction. Yang kedua yang melibatkan banyak anak muda, khususnya anak muda Melayu, yang malangnya apabila tiada tempat, mereka terjerumus dalam bidang mak rempit.
On another note, Syed Saddiq disclosed that qualifications coupled with experience will be the main criteria for future board members of the Sepang International Circuit, SIC.
And with that, we conclude this evening's News on 2. In our top story, Tan Sri Dr. Muhammad Shafi claims trial to money laundering and tax evasion charges. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Do stay tuned to TV2, and we wish you a pleasant evening ahead.